Hey guys, it's another episode of the Knudson Garden Update. It's been a while since we did an update, and today I want to talk about soap. So what does the school garden have to do with soap? Well, let's take a look and figure it out. One thing that I'm really liking about the garden right now are these pretty Persian basil flowers. They look really nice, they smell really nice, and I'm picking these so that I can take them back into the classroom and dry them off so that we can sprinkle them on top of our soaps. Some students have been asking, hey mister, can we have some flowers to put on our soap? So here we are. We're going to use some flowers from our school garden as part of our 7th grade soap making project. All right, now that I've got my flowers picked, I'm actually going to dehydrate them. I'm going to put them in our dehydrator to dry them out. Why do we want to dry them out? Well, we don't want them to wilt when we try and put them in our soap. Okay, so we're going to dry them out. We're going to kind of spread them around in the dehydrator so that there's plenty of air circulating. And we'll probably dehydrate them for most of the day. The stems are kind of thick, so it'll take a little while for them to get completely dehydrated. And then we'll check up on them and see how they're doing. All right, so very cool. All right, so our Persian basil flowers have been dehydrating in our dehydrator for a while now. They're nice and crispy. Okay, nice and dry. We'll be able to sprinkle these on our soaps and hope that they won't get too brown. That's one issue we're going to run into with our flowers, because the sodium hydroxide in our soap is a really harsh, very reactive chemical, and it's going to react with the organic molecules in our flowers and degrade them so that this nice purple pink color may well fade. That's one of the problems with making lye soap and trying to use flowers. We'll try and bring the soap to what's called trace so that we react most of the sodium hydroxide. We will apply our flowers after that, and we'll just have to see what happens. But they look very nice right now. They smell really nice. Persian basil is a very nice smelling flower, so there we go. Flowers for soap. All right, so here's an example of our Persian basil flowers being added to soap. We'll see how long they can retain their color. A lot of times the flowers turn brown when they're exposed to the lye in an unreacted soap mix. So we'll see how it goes, but here's one application of flowers from the garden being used in soap. Another way we involve the garden in our soap making is by using loofahs. We grew loofahs last year. We dried them and bleached them, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty useful. And some students have wanted to add some loofah to their soaps. They just embed the loofah in the soap when they pour it in the mold. And that's another cool way to include our garden in our soap making project. We also had a student bring some aloe in. Aloe extract is also used in soap making. All right, another way that the garden is indirectly involved in soap making is some of the things we grow in our garden can be used for oil. Sunflowers, for example, as tall as they are full of seeds, and certain kinds of sunflowers will produce an oil that is used to make soap. These sunflowers that we're growing are meant for being eaten, but it's not too big of a jump to plant some sunflowers here in our garden that could produce oil that could be used to make soap. Another major source of oil is olives. Olive oil is used by a lot of soap makers. And where does olive oil come from? It comes from olives, from an olive tree. So our olive tree here at the corner of Sahara and Eastern produces a lot of olives, and we could press the oil out of those olives and use it to make soap. Another botanical is sage. Sage is often used in soap making, sage extracts. We have lavender that we're growing. Lavender is especially popular with soap makers. A lot of you like lavender in your soaps. And mint is also used in soap making. Mint extract is often used to add fragrance to soap. We could even take pumpkin seeds and extract oil from pumpkin seeds. We could use calendula flowers to add some color and even antimicrobial factors to our soaps. Even watermelon seeds could be used for oils in soaps. And we will close out here showcasing some of the really cool soaps that students have been making in our 7th grade classes. They look really cool, really fun patterns. Soaps made from olive oil, soaps made from coconut oil, soaps made from a mix of both olive and coconut oil. So really cool. We're really proud of everyone who has been making their soaps. Good job, everyone. So many things that the school garden has to do with soap. You might not have even considered all of the natural sources of ingredients that we use to make soap. Really cool to think about, and we'll keep talking about this in class. So this is Mr. Gaskill signing off for another episode of the Knudson Garden Update. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, and we'll see you in class soon.